Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back here again with your boy Stepper. Just here chilling this evening, man. Just relaxing. Just got in the house. Went to Walmart, got me one of them little ass already ready chickens, rotisserie chickens, a lemon pepper one. It wasn't that delicious, but I had got bought a gift card from somebody from Walmart. So I got all this credit on this gift card. So I say, instead of me, because I be eating out a lot. You know what I mean? I be eating out like damn near every day I eat out. You know what I mean? And I could cook a little something, but I eat out most of the time because only me and my son live together. He's 21, so he doesn't really, he always eats out. Even if I do cook, he won't even eat what I cook. He rarely, it's bad. So I'm working on, I'm tightening up in that area. I do work out though, so I must say that. But something I want to talk about with this today is the fact of like what I've went through in my life and what I see people around me go through. It's like when you go back and forth. When you go back and forth in the same like relationship. You know what I'm saying? I got so many issues. And like over the years, you just leave, break up for a little while, get back together. Leave for a little while, get back together. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or you leave, you end up getting in a little situation, she end up getting a little situation. Those situations don't work. Somehow you end up back together. And this is what I have learned. And I've been one of those people to go back to in my past and revisit some of those relationships and try to work it out again. And man, those things, when you do that, from my experience, it's hard to make those old relationships work because what happens is you have issues when the man and woman come together, or woman and woman, or whatever. When y'all come together, any relationship, when you come together, it's kinks you have to work out amongst y'all to kind of become a cohesive unit. So what I've seen and what I've noticed is people, have these problems just with, being cohesive with each other and just, becoming one. And those problems sometimes, makes the relationship break because no one has the intellectual, have what it takes intellectual to really see what the problems is. Like if from the outside looking in, sometimes people could see more than what you could see if you're in it. And they're able to tell you, and they could be in a messed up relationship themselves, but it's like they could always tell you something better or see something in your relationship that you don't see. And the thing is, for me, for instance, right? With my son mother, we tried back and forth for, a few years. And another girl, I did it a few times. And first of all, if you don't identify what is the issues that y'all are having with each other, if you can't pinpoint, like, for instance, like, let's say if, one of my issues is when I'm in like a relationship with somebody, I just feel like I could just do certain things without asking for, I have like troubles with like asking to do certain stuff, or if I don't want to go nowhere, like you say, she'd be like, man, let's go to so and so. I'm like, man, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? Like my issue was knowing how to, what's the word? Just knowing how to, like compromise, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just not compromise. That wasn't the right fucking word. I'm trying to sound all intelligent, and that was the wrong damn word. That sounded dumb. Not compromise. But anyway, know how to put my feelings to the side and just try to, some things, everything I might not want to do. I might not be interested in, but just so she could feel as though I'm there to support her, or just be there with her because she don't want to be there by herself. You know what I mean? I had issues with that. And a lot of the times, we bump heads and we like, man, listen, this the way, you know what I'm saying, I am, and this and that. Like, you don't want to kind of just, make an exception sometimes about, stuff like that. Like you want to stick to what you believe is the way you are, and not taking into account that, you know, sometimes you have to maybe do certain things you don't have to do. And that's in life, period. A lot of things you have to do it just to, like, I heard somebody say one time, you know, discipline is like doing something you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you might not want to do some shit that they want to do, but sometimes you got to make that sacrifice, you know, because you know it's pleasing them. I'm not saying just be a pleaser, anything that, you know, she wants you to do, and you know what I'm saying? But some things that you could, you know, feel like is kind of important to them, then I think you should be able to, you know, make that sacrifice to be able to make it work. But what people do is this. See, what men do is this. You know what's so crazy? We will, let's say we break up with our female, right? And let's say you get, you know, men, we out here cheating or whatever. And, you know, you with your female or whatever, and you get caught cheating. You know what I mean? You all right with cheating while you doing it, while you with her. But once she finds out you cheating or whatever, you get caught, and then you go about your business and y'all break up, and you would think that'd be a time that, you know, the guy would be just doing even more cheating. Like, man, hey, fuck it. Or even if they do say fuck it, they'll probably do something for a little bit, but you just never feel complete or the same. So a lot of the times, like, you wouldn't even go out and cheat like that because you'd be so pissed that you done messed up your home. So now you all off balance and fucking uncomfortable because you done got caught cheating, and now you trying to work on getting her back. You know what I mean? You trying to work on getting her back. And so your mind is all thrown off. You ain't even thinking about no other females. You want your family back. And a lot of times people will try to put on their best, you know, oh, I changed, and you know, I'm not like that no more. I want to work out our family, this and this and this and that. And you get back together and get comfortable for like a few weeks, a couple months, maybe, depending on how serious the breakup was. That's how much time you would take to get more, you know, adjusted to your situation, get back comfortable. So then all of a sudden your old behaviors start coming out, because until you realistically change yourself, like work on in the areas that you need to work on, your relationship is going to do the same thing over and over and over again. Why you think every time you go back, let's say, I mean, sometimes it'll take longer for the same issues to come up because you be trying to suppress it, and you be wanting to change. Like, you be really wanting to change. Like, I ain't gonna act like that no more because I don't want her to think, you know, that I'm the same person. Or even she could be trying to act a different way to prove to you that she's not the same person, and you know that y'all are starting to, you know, move in a different direction because you don't want to kind of keep repeating the same thing over and over again. So what, you know, guys usually do is, you know, tell a female what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? To just talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that you know she'll want to see in you. Like, you keep it up here. You know exactly what she told you, that, you know, what you're lacking. But then too, it gets even complicated because with the woman you with, like, a lot of the times, what I've seen is we haven't witnessed like a healthy, like a lot of times a healthy relationship. You know what I mean? Like a real example of, I mean, like we had our grandparents and all that, you know, back a couple generations, you had your grandparents, but like, you don't really, well, some of us had our grandparents, and some grandparents had issues too. You know what I mean? And in my case, like my grandparents, they didn't talk much about like how to, like, you know, a man, how to treat a woman really. And I mean, we observed little stuff, we really didn't observe much. I never observed them arguing or nothing like that, my grandmother and grandfather. But I've heard a little stories they done been through, you know what I mean? But so we don't really have an example of what a healthy relationship is. So we all be out here just freelancing or stuff we done got off TV, you know, other relationships you done seen, like pieces of their relationship. You try to put this perfect relationship together in your head. Like, you got this perfect way that you believe a relationship should be. And that's why I said, and even though a female is telling you certain things that's not right about you, you really gotta understand what kind of picture of a relationship she has in her head and what kind of a picture of relationship you have in your head. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to understand that we are not the same, and you have to come into the relationship already with your sense of happiness. Like, you know, sometimes people come into a relationship wanting that other person to complete them, to bring them happiness. You know what I mean? And then if something go see, I'm gonna use me for example, because I'm in the process of still working on myself. But I'm like easy going. Like, I don't like arguing. I don't like none of that. So I don't believe we have to fucking argue to work out something. Like, who made that shit up? Who said we have to argue to get through a situation? Why does that has to happen? Why we can't sit down and just either talk it out? Because what happens is once you start arguing, now you're not listening to one another when you're arguing. You trying to listen to hear a hole in what they're saying so you could have a rebuttal. You're not listening to understand. You're listening to have a comeback. So it's not even registering. You're just listening to, like, oh no. And then you know what I'm saying? You're looking for look like a lawyer, you know, a lawyer and a prosecutor, you know, like questioning a defendant or something. Like, you trying to listen for a hole, and then you know what I'm saying, when somebody's getting cross-examined, like, you're trying to just listen for something and then come back. You know what I'm saying? To find, that's what we're doing to each other. And so now you're in this argument, and we don't really know how to, you know, resolve issues like that. And I'm saying it get hard because even our where we live at, they resolve they issues with war. Not all of them, but when we see somebody doing this or doing that, boy, it's a war. It's showtime. Oh, you know what I mean? So resort to violence. And in a relationship, you have to find that happiness for yourself, whatever that may be. And then y'all both, whatever it takes to make, you know, that you got to find out what you want first. You know what I mean? You have to find out what you want. And I'm sorry, but in our community, a lot of us, like men, I'm talking about the men in our community, we have to find out truly how to be a man and how to be in a relationship through, you got to read. You have to read. I mean, for the ones that don't have that example, I know it's like, but where are you going to get it from? The TV shows, they all this and all that, and you know, we ain't got the Cosby like that on TV no more, and things to kind of really show you how to be a man and how to be in a relationship. So you have to read, you gotta go to therapy. You have to retune your mind and get a better understanding of how you should be in a relationship and how to be with another person. How to have, people don't even understand even how to be friends and shit like that. They be, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need a lot of work. We need a lot of work. And to know that we need a lot of work and to know that we have to work on ourselves is, you know, like the first step to realize, like, look, man, that's what I had to do. You know, I was going back and forth with these women, and I'm thinking it's going to be different, and it'll feel like it's different. Then all of a sudden, those familiar issues come back up, and now we break back up. And now we, you know, then you deal with somebody else that has other kind of issues or some of the same issues, and then you be like, fuck, I'm dealing with this person. I might as well go back. If I'm going to put up with this new person, because what it is sometimes people be scared to deal with the new person because you like, Dad, go through all this, figuring them out, and I'm pretty sure they got some bullshit with them. And then so I might as well go back over here and deal with this because at least I'll put in work with this person and I know what I'm dealing with. Over here, you know, I mean, you saying all this good stuff or it's seeming like, but, you know, then all of a sudden you might catch him in a lie or something, or this and this and that. You be like, man, I knew it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I might as well go back over here. Because now the other one that you was dealing with, they talking all this good stuff because now you're in a relationship. So now they in their feelings. You know what I mean? Because they miss you, or either they can't get nobody, or the people they talking to and just ain't making them feel right, and whatever the case may be. So now they saying all the good shit you wanted to hear before, you know what I'm saying? All the good shit you was wishing they was doing when you was together. So now you got dealing with this new person, but then you got your old fling over here talking to you all sweet and good, telling you all the stuff that, because he knows you and he knows what you want. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying certain things to you, and you're hoping that, damn, maybe this, I hope, you know what I'm saying? Because I know him, I'm comfortable with him. And this new person, like, I don't know. Then y'all break up, all of a sudden, you go back to your old thing that's saying all this good shit to you, and you know what I'm saying? Whispering all these sweet nothings in your fucking ear. And then you get back together, and now it's gone for a second, and then you right back to the same thing. And what we gotta understand is we attract who we are. Until we fix ourselves, like some people I be saying, like, damn, they always end up like, you'll see somebody who has their shit together. Well, from the outside looking in, they had their stuff together. You be looking at them like, wow, man, this person really got a nice job, got this, got a nice house, They pretty, they this, they charismatic, and then you'll be like, well, why she with him? Why he with her? Like, it'll be somebody with all that, and they mess with somebody that just be on the streets. You'd be like, wow, why is that happening? Why are they attracting each other? From the outside looking in, it's something they're not supposed to be with each other. But what I've learned is, just because stuff is looking like that on the outside, when you get to know them people that you think got their shit together, you start seeing the flaws in them, and you understand why they attracting that other person that, you could visibly just see they shit is all out of whack. But once you get to know that other person who has, it appears that they have their stuff together, you start like, wait, oh no, okay, I could say that, I understand, because that person is insecure about themselves. Maybe they got all this stuff, but they very insecure, they very judgmental, they on the same wavelength. And when you're on the same wavelength, you attract what's on that wavelength with you. Just because visibly it looks like I'm doing better than this person. Like, I might have my house, a job. This person might be out in the street selling drugs, getting high on drugs or whatever. And y'all end up together. And that just shows you that what flaws is in the other person that is kind of, they conceal it better. And that's why when you start understanding energy and how energy works, and how, being on the same frequency, really just understanding how energy works, and what you attract is how it's what you're vibrating on, the frequency you're vibrating on. You know what I mean? And that's why I used to always like baffle me. I used to always wonder why, let's say, like, women deal with all these different men who always treat them bad and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then here come the good guy. Like I always say, good guys finish last. I just understood, read a book, What Happened to You, by Oprah and this doctor. I forgot the doctor's name, but the book is called What Happened to You. And what I'm learning now is, because that always was a question to me, like, damn, why do you always mess with all these dudes that's like this, but then you'll get you a nice dude who's want to treat you right, want to do this, and you kind of like, you're sabotaging the relationship with the good dude, or treating a good dude like shit. And in the book, what happens, it says that, I'm paraphrasing, but it was basically saying, like, when people go through a lot of, when you're so used to a certain thing happen, you so used to getting treated away, get hands putting on you, talk to a certain way, just mistreated. When somebody comes and treats you well, it is very uncomfortable feeling for you, because you're so used to that now and they don't even understand a lot of times what they're doing, because their mind is so programmed, and they've been, and that being in those kind of situations, getting treated like that is comfortable for them, because their self-esteem has been knocked down. They always been in those kind of situations, because that's the kind of situation they're attracting to them. And so now when this good guy come along, you're like, oh, this don't feel right. It feels like I'm not worthy of this. You know what I mean? Even though you think you like to yourself, you might not even understand that's what you're doing, because who don't want somebody to treat them good? Like, who don't want somebody to treat them good? So you're not like consciously just being like, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? But you just feel so uncomfortable because, you know, like you don't think you deserve to get treated like that. So you sabotage, you do stuff to sabotage yourself. Like I had a friend of mine, and I know, you know, her past and couple and dudes she dealt with and stuff she been through. And you know, she just, you know, dealt with these dudes and not, you know, wasn't getting treated well by them, getting used by them. And then I come along, you know what I mean? Because she's a friend. But we, you know, we did a little something here and there, you know what I mean? And I used to like tell you, let's go get massages. Want to take a trip, want to do this. And I mean, one day, right? This was some weird stuff. I had said, yo, we gonna get a massage. She's like, yeah, I get a massage, this and this and that. So, you know, I went and I just, I got the massage, set up some massages for us, whatever. And then I hit up, but something had happened where it didn't have, like something happened with the first time I set it up. And then I just went and did it again. And, but anyway, make a long story short, I said, yeah, I got the massage. And she was like, when? I said, you know, we're going to go, you know, get dressed. And she was like, what, why you, I just ain't say it, boom, I want to go on a, she started like flipping like, oh, I didn't say I was, boom, just ready to go to get a massage. And she just automatically just started shooting down, like just started erupting about me, about getting a massage. I'm like, I'm paying for everything. Like what, like we're going to get relaxation on. And a few other things she did too. And I noticed, I'm like, wow, she's so, you know, I didn't know back then, but now when I finished reading this book, I'm just thinking back to situations I used to do. And this is a female that I done spoke to. I done talked to them on deep stuff. I done talked to them about, you know, like when they were like in situations where they were suicidal, that I had to talk them out of it. Like deep stuff that I dealt with this person with. And like deep stuff. And I started now understanding, I don't even believe she understands what she be doing. And she just sabotaged because the good guy, it feels like, ooh, it feels just so uncomfortable. It feels like, oh, like you just, and when you get uncomfortable, you just want to get back in your comfort zone. And that's what they be doing. So they sabotage stuff. They get attitudes of, you be trying to do something nice. And if you're a person, you trying to do something nice, then you dealing with motherfucker giving you an attitude because you trying to do something nice. You be like, man, fuck off, man. Yeah, I mean, fuck all that then. Like, that's what you feel, because why am I putting, you know, this effort? And that's why they say good guys finish last, because we dealing with women that, you know, used to getting treated a certain way a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. And then we got to understand how we have been manipulated mentally, because a lot of women are attracted to like bad guys. Like they like that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because it's like, what's that word? Like, it's like we sit here and we, oh my God, you know, crying and people marching because people getting killed and this and this and that. But then how you gonna be crying when somebody gets shot or killed or this and that? But you like people from the streets. Like you like somebody that carry a gun. Like you're attracted to that kind of behavior. Somebody who was in the street, somebody who bust a gun. You know what I'm saying? This and this and that. And why we even look at somebody who shoot people as, oh, man, I'm a real nigga, man. I don't play that. It's like we worship all that negative stuff, and women like that. They like that. A lot of women I've noticed like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all women, but certain women that shit we grew up around, they like that kind of persona. They like that shit, man. But then you'll cry if something happened to somebody in the street, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You like kind of trained to like that negative way of life. And that's, we got so many kinks mentally to work out. And so it's just, we have to start working on ourselves. Like, really. I'm talking about, like, and I know people don't really want to read, because reading is just, well, for me, I enjoy it. But even I don't read. I have spells where I read a lot, and I chill for a while. Then I read a lot, then I chill for a while. But I'm always like looking at stuff on YouTube, people talking about stuff and stuff like that. So I'm always getting information. But we have to start really working towards bettering ourselves so we could start passing what we learn down to the next generation, man, because it's very little that's been passed down to me as far as how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Or how to be in a relationship. You know what I mean? That's why I struggle with a lot of I've been in like real relationships. I've been in, like, the first one was my daughter's mother, and we met when I was a junior in high school, and I was a fucking kid, 16, 17 years old, single parent home. I've been in replacements, group homes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I started dealing with her, I didn't know what a relationship, and I'm pretty sure she didn't either, because her mother was in like a relationship that was like kind of different. You know what I'm saying? Because she was dealing with somebody her mother was dealing with somebody who had somebody else who was a married man and come through, just drop through, see the mother. So she didn't even, and you know what I'm saying, have a complete understanding what relationship was either. And I didn't. So a lot of stuff I did wrong. And, that we both did wrong. And you know, she hung in there. You know what I mean, she wasn't an angel. And then my son's mother, we did a few years together, and again, she didn't know what understand relationship was. I didn't either. And then I had a third relationship, but this one was I don't know what it was, yo. I don't know what it was. I don't know. The one I'm talking about now, the third real relationship I had, I really can't put my finger on what exactly was, because when we first started dealing with each other, I wasn't really serious. It was just like a sex thing. Then the second time we got back together, she had got married and divorced, and we got back together. Yeah, we wasn't really together. I mean, we was together, but it was like a weird together, because it just was, honestly, I really only been in 2 relationships, because that third one, I'm not even going to count as a relationship. That probably was just more so of us just being great friends and just having sex and just saying we're in a relationship. You know what I mean? So I'm learning. I'm learning how to be in a relationship. I'm getting myself right so I could attract what I want. Like really fix my energy. That's what you have to do. You have to fix your energy to attract what you want. I know that sounds so, fix your energy. What do you mean? You got to fix your confidence. You know, your self-esteem. You have to, even eating right. I'm not going to say right, because that's just hard. Eat right. Eat better. You know what I'm saying? Cut back stuff and put more greens and vegetables and things like that in your life. Drink water. Leave a little of that sugary stuff away. Leave processed stuff. Leave it alone. You know what I mean? Put more stuff in your body. Learn, read, learn about trauma. Learn about how trauma affects you, how it affects your health, how it affects your thinking. Learn how the subconscious work, how to reprogram your subconscious, how to give yourself mantras that you repeat, that helps you to, overcome the programming that you have in there. Because, like, I think they say 90 to 95% of everything that happened to you, like in life, is controlled by your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Like, the other 5-10% is, is just the conscious, only 5-10%. You know what I'm saying? So most what's happening to you is all programs. So what I do is I go to YouTube and I listen to people repeat stuff. I am great. I have high self-esteem. I listen to like 432 megahertz frequencies. I listen to different frequencies too on YouTube. And while I sleep, I bought a little thing where it go over your eyes, and they got speakers. So, you know, you can lay down and then just say stuff over and over. As a matter of fact, I got to charge it before I lay down tonight. And it say stuff over and over and over again in your ear to like reprogram. It's reprogramming yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you hear things, you start, you know, hear it, and you start, you know, acting on. So that's what we got to do. And that's why a lot of relationships don't work, because you have to identify the problem. Not even identify the problem. First, you have to understand what a healthy relationship consists of. Then once you do that, you got to see what part you're playing in things going the way it's going. You know what I'm saying? Then once you find out what's your faults in it, and that's a big step, because you have to be truthful with yourself. You have to understand, like, no, man, like, I'm doing this wrong. That's probably what got her acting like that. So you got to identify what even got you, like, what are you doing? And then you have to learn how to get past that. Learn meditation. I forgot meditation, very good too. Stuff like that. Meditation, mantras, eating better, reading. Or if you don't want to read, listen to audiobooks. You got to get that knowledge in. You just can't do it by just saying, you want to do it and just saying, oh, I'm going to change, and then I'm going to change. And then you think when a situation come up, you're not going to react the same way. You're going to be like, oh, no, I ain't going to act like that. You just forcing yourself to act another way. No, you really have to do the work on yourself for it to work. Because if you're going to keep going back together, those same problems going to keep coming out. It's going to keep happening for sure. If you don't change, neither one of you change. If that person, when y'all get back together, let's say you want to change, you're working on yourself, but the other person don't, or they can't identify that something that they're doing, because that's another thing I dealt with too with my last relationship. They thought that wasn't nothing wrong with them. Like, they're picking the wrong guys or something like that. Like, it was something, you know, it was just me. Now, in a situation like that, it don't even pay to go back. Leave that shit alone. Let them sell off into the sunset, because that's what I should have did. But I kept going back because there was so many other great things. But if they can't even honestly say they have issues or it's something that they're doing, then you might as well leave that alone, because you're not the only one that got to change. They have to. They're not perfect. So what you're saying is you're perfect. You're God. That's what you're saying. If you making me feel like that you're not doing nothing wrong, it's all on the other person, you must be God. You have all the answers, because you think you got contributing to the reason why we're breaking up. Oh, I didn't do nothing. I used to be open. I used to do this, to cook. I used to do this. Maybe you ain't had no fucking backbone then. I don't know. Maybe you just was doing everything that you thought you should be doing, and men don't like those type of pushovers like that. Maybe men don't like pushovers. Like how Eddie Murphy felt about the one they try to make him marry. Hop on one leg, bark like a dog. I be hearing, I did this, I did that, and he still this. Like, you got to be authentic. That's what it is. It's about being authentic. Being your true self. Don't be, to me, what you think I want you to be. Be you. Be happy, be you. Find your happiness, be you, whatever how you are. And let me be me. And let's see if us being us we could, work together to make everything come together and stay together, because it's a process. We're going to have disagreements, have fallouts. We just have to understand how to, not let it get to a point where we're breaking up, divorcing, or whatever the case may be. Especially if you put a lot of time in it. Especially if you got a lot of time with somebody, man. You don't want to be just starting over and all that, man. Nah. No. Hell nah. You don't want to start over. I get it. All this time, and then you spend all this years with somebody, and then you put all this work into this person, and then all of a sudden they get with somebody else after you don't put your work in. And now that they happily ever after, seeming happily ever after you don't put all this work in that person. Hell no. I understand why you would feel like that. I understand. You know what I mean? So, guys, out there in the world, be happy, find your happiness. you know, smile, you know, and make somebody else smile. You know what I mean? Just smile, make somebody else smile. Even if you don't want to smile, smile anyway, because that shit it still feels good to do this shit. It feels so good to do this shit. To do that right there, that shit feel good. And they say, why you smiling like that? Because Stepper said it. Stepper said smile like that. Yeah, yes I did. Smile. Peace, y'all.